when you're watching them do their thing out here, it's something to behold.
Oh my God!
That was a redfish, dude.
It never gets old for me.
Redfish are a cornerstone of Louisiana culture.
You know, I fish a lot of clients and a lot of guys that travel all over the world, and they all say that this is one of the last truly wild places.
I've seen millions of redfish eat a fly or a crawfish or a topwater. It just never, ever gets old. Yes. They get you going every time. I'm Captain Ty Hibbs from Southeast Louisiana, straight out of Kennebra.
My name's Captain Bailey Short. I'm born and raised down here in Louisiana.
My name is Devin Denman, and I own a website called Louisiana Fishing Blog.
I don't know, just grew up loving everything about this place, fishing up and down the road and
Mostly in like Leeville, Golden Meadow area.
being in super shallow water, poling around, seeing that fish in his natural environment. He has no clue we exist. You throw something in there, those gills flare, or he comes up and torpedoes on the surface of the water after a popper.
There is nothing like going out there and seeing those big redfish tail, or even the small ones, but just redfish doing their thing in the marsh. There is something inside of me that like gets off on showing people that level of a frontier, that level of wilderness, those fish that really, they haven't seen pressure. They probably haven't been caught before. Popping shrimp and like then cruise down the bank and you put the fly and they just eat the fly, and it was the way it should be, right? And it never fails to like bring back that nostalgic, like it warms your bones up to just see them do that.
It's one of those things on planet Earth that will never get old to me. It's just watching a redfish eat. One of the main things that I've always loved about redfish is, you know, it's something we get to do down here year-round. I don't know really many other fisheries across planet Earth that you can fish year-round, period.
I'm very proud that we have a fishery that is as robust as it is, and the fact that this is still in like the domestic US is pretty special. There's still fish out there that don't know what a fly is, and that to me is just like, that keeps me going, and showing people that.
The next time I hobo, gonna have my woman by my side. The next time I hobo, gonna have my woman by my side. And if you make it to St. Louis, folks, stop by on the other side. I see a dark cloud rising now. What's gonna come of me?
When I was 16, 17, 18 and all, and running around the marshes, it was all about the box. It was all about filling the box. That's just the measure of success. If you'd have told me those days in those little back in the flatboat days, me running around in Delacroix, no matter how shitty the weather, that we weren't gonna see 100 redfish, I'd be like, yeah, you're crazy, we don't hurt these things. But seeing the science when I was at Wildlife Fisheries, and then seeing it with my own two eyes, I mean, I've been guiding for almost 12 years now, and holy crap, we are vulnerable. You know, we do affect this place. Louisiana is not invincible. So it's like, I'll just let a few of these go. And that's when it clicked in my mind. I was like, if I put these back, not only can I maybe catch them another day, but somebody else can.
Every year we get closer to those no longer being realities about this fishery. The fish are getting hit with habitat loss. They're getting hit with bycatch issues. They're getting hit with recreational harvest. They're getting shot with bows and arrows. I mean, there's a laundry list.
Yes, there's a ton of factors. We're losing land faster than we could produce any land. We have been forever. We have issues with, you know, the menhaden fishery. We have issues with overfishing. We have issues from freezes to fish kills to everything.
The reality is it's a lot of different things. I don't think we can do anything to recreate the Mississippi River dumping sediment into our floodplain like it did before we ever put a levee on this thing.
Can you make the map look like it did in 1894? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I mean, that would be great. I'm like, can you stop the storms coming here and wiping shit out? Can you stop the menhaden fishery from wiping out our menhaden and killing bullreds? And they just look at me and I'm like, well, I mean, what else you got? They're like, oh, well, I guess limits. I'm like, yeah, that's all we got. But you know the only thing that we have control over in the state of Louisiana and the wildlife fisheries has control over? Killing less freaking fish.
And that goes from out of state, but also inside the state. That this isn't just a place to come and kill a ton of fish and throw them in the cooler. This has totally become one of the premier destination catch and release fisheries. People dream of this place. We went and caught jacks in the morning, and then all afternoon was just dead, glass calm, redfish floating all over the freaking place. And I told my client, this is like dreamland. It feels surreal. We need to show more people in the state, out of the state, in every conversation we have about Louisiana, that it's not just a meat fishery. It's not just somewhere to come and kill a bunch of fish. This is legitimately one of the last special places in the country as far as getting out into true wilderness, not seeing another person, and seeing fish do something that they did before we ever made contact with this place. And that's special.
Oh yeah.
Bang!
That's what I'm talking about. Like clockwork, baby.
I had my first son, Maverick, and I was like, man, if he could see half of what I consider is the greatest of my life, then that's awesome. And at the rate we're going, I don't know that that's possible. I want him to have the opportunity to do that for 40 more years. And we look at the science and that's attainable. And it's a shame when you see that and you know the things that you can achieve, but you have barriers to cross because some people want to keep it in the old days of just, you know, let's fill up the boxes.
It used to be standard. Just based off my previous fishing trips, over the years, like a standard Louisiana sight fishing trip, you're going to see about 60, give or take. But I think we can get back there.
And I know it sounds super simple, but it is that simple. The less fish that go back in the water is the less fish that we have to fish for. For the past couple years, we've really been fighting for some redfish change around here.
It's a funny story. I've got some family members that are like true Cajun people, and when I told them that people pay me the money they pay me to take pictures of the fish and let them go, they like laughed in my face and were like, that's never gonna freaking work. Like, what the hell are you doing? And 10 years later, I'm still here, so I guess it worked. People didn't realize that people are paying for the experience. They're not paying for that cooler full of meat that half of it's gonna get freezer burned. Like, I've got a local restaurant right by my house, and they're always like, man, your guys are here and they're all fishing with you, but they aren't keeping any fish. I'm like, yeah, man, they're coming to eat your steaks. Like, they're paying you to eat steak and they're fishing with me. And they're like, this is kind of nice.
But I've been so impressed with how people have rallied around this, and people have taken off of work to drive up for a meeting in Baton Rouge, and people have sent emails. We had email lists that went on for thousands and thousands of names. They had their voice heard in it.
The most recent regulation changes is absolutely it's a great start. Like, the no bull thing is excellent. I'm so glad that that got thrown in. We're gonna see, that's an immediate impact thing. I think the younger generations locally understand that the experience is what you're really going for.
Come here and fish, you know? Come here, fish with our guides here. Spend money with them. Then tell those people, hey, I came here for 4 days and spent this amount of money, and I just want to let you know I had a great time.
I believe the way that you get people to a point where they can appreciate conservation is by sending them on a journey.
I think I definitely have a lot of hope after what I've seen. At the end of the day, if that's my sole purpose in life, and if that's all of our sole purpose in life is to allow the next generation to experience half of what we've got to experience in our life, then I'll give up anything and everything to make it happen.